Alrighty, fellas, I honestly don't like making these videos. I usually like to be a little bit more tactical, going through tangible ways to scale a business, but this is extremely important because I'm going to share with you guys a lesson that I learned the hard way, that if I had learned this lesson years before I did, I would have been able to save and make so much more money. As a result of taking too long to figure this out, I spent years suffering. I spent years not making any money, not making nearly as much money as I wanted to. And I'm putting this video out so that doesn't happen to you. So when I first started my agency, it took me about 6 or 8 months to get to my first about 10-ish K per month. But then once I did that, I spent like years stuck between 10 and 20K per month. Now, I always believed that I was going to be able to figure it out on my own. And I never wanted to pay somebody on the outside to come in and fix it for me because I was too afraid of, losing that money and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, what if I pay them and it doesn't work out? And so I never ended up getting past that. And as a result, I stayed stuck for months and months and months to come, trying to grow my agency through networking and random DMs and random cold email, but never actually building a proper acquisition channel. Then one day I decided that I just couldn't take it anymore. And at that point, I spent $25,000 on a program that was made to help me scale my company. And although I didn't get the best results from the program, it did teach me one thing. In that program, I learned how to run ads to get leads and how to set those leads into appointments and how to close. Now, you fast forward to today when we've built not one, not two, but 3 companies past $100,000 a month, and the main acquisition channel for those companies being paid ads. If I had learned that lesson, that one little thing that I learned in that program years and years ago, I would be years and years ahead of where I am today. And so the lesson here is that if you're not making 20 grand a month, it's costing you $20,000 per month. That's $240,000 per year, not knowing or not being able to make 20K per month. Every dollar that you make less than $1 million per year costed you that. If you only make 500K a year, it costs you $500,000 per year, not knowing how to make that, right? And this doesn't just happen to me. I actually have a client and really good friend of mine who, when I first met, he had spent years just watching YouTube content because he believed that he was going to figure it out on his own. He didn't want to pay somebody that was ahead of him to figure it out for him because he was too afraid of losing it, right? Or he had the belief of like, oh, once I make money, then I will do it. But here's the problem with that belief. That is the equivalent of you saying, hey, once I get in shape, then I will go to the gym, which makes no logical sense, right? So the idea here is you need to start making decisions based on where you want to be, not where you are today. And in addition to that, you need to start putting in the actions of somebody who is at $1 million a year before you get there. Because if you don't put in the actions, like you put in the actions first and the results follow. Now, fast forward to that other guy that I was talking to you about, he's over $40,000 per month now. Right. And the only reason he's at that mark right now is because eventually he reached the point where he said, I don't care anymore. I'm going to start taking the actions of a multi-6, soon to be 7-figure agency owner. And then I will let time catch up because that's the only way to actually make that a reality. It's the same thing with going to the gym. If you're fat and out of shape and you're stressed and you have all this anxiety, you don't you don't get into shape, have all your anxiety removed, get a 6-pack, and then start going to the gym, right? You have to start putting in the actions of somebody who's in shape and mentally dialed to become in shape and mentally dialed. So this isn't about me saying that you need to work with me. In fact, I'm going to not even put in any links for you to work with me in this video, even if you wanted to. It's about understanding that if you want to get to where you want to go, if you want to get to 20, 200, $1 million a month, you need to start putting in the actions and making the decisions of $1 million a month agency owner before you get there. Otherwise, it will never happen. All right, guys. So appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hope you guys got 10x the value in return. If you have any questions or comments, just leave it below and I'll personally jump in there and respond. And other than that, hope you guys start making the decisions of not where you are today, but where you want to be. And I'll see you guys in the next video.